to worry, it's gonna be alright. Ain't gotta worry, everything is gonna be fine. It'll work out alright.
I'm a psychologist and a psychoanalyst, and I love people. I've always found people so fascinating. I think the most interesting thing in the world to me are people. And I can sit down in a mall, a shopping center, and just watch people for hours. And I believe everyone is trying the best they can, but everyone is a protagonist or the hero or heroine of their own story, of their own novel. And part of what I love about being a therapist is I get to hear everyone's stories. But something was missing, and I started taking art courses. That's what came to mind, and I started painting, and it was very exciting. I wanted to paint people that had lived intense lives, had true grit, and would show some deep, deep lives and in their faces and in the paintings. I only do portraits. I love painting people. Show the intensity of life in their faces. My father, he would always tell me that I would never amount to anything, that I would never be able to earn a living, and that I would be homeless. And so the homeless were always a bugaboo to me. They were like the nightmare that could happen to me. And in this great recession, so many people feel like homelessness and losing their home and terrible financial crises can hit at any moment and are hitting people. The poverty level is skyrocketing in this country. And I started to go down there. I was quite nervous when I first went down there. How would they react to my painting down there? Would I be safe? How could I paint? And tourists come up and take pictures of me like I'm part of the circus, and what would this whole thing work? And I found that the homeless people were people.
I'm ex-Navy, 10 years.
I worked at the maximum security prison on death row for 30 years.
And I have a fucking college degree. I have more education than most of the people who are going to talk shit to me.
I was in the Marine Corps.
Started out as a draftsman, but I worked my way up after 14 years to a project coordinator.
I started doing this when I was 12. Yeah, because I ran away from my adopted family.
I did Vietnam, I did Berkeley, I did all the business shit. And then I went into punk rock drumming, and then I opened my own club, and then I opened another club, and then I've been solo ever since, but here lately I've been a fuck up.
Really good people, interesting people, ethical, well, there's a whole variety of people out there, but basically I actually found that most were really good people, and that tragedies hit, traumas had happened.
Ever since my wife and kids were killed in a car wreck.
Child abuse, medical problems.
Here's the deal. Jill passed away 5 years ago. Minneapolis, Minnesota. At that time, I was not a fucking drunk, successful in marketing with AJ Indoor. Next Media bought it out. We had to sell our house. We were a two-income couple. She made about $70,000 a year. I made about $40,000 to $50,000 a year. So we were comfortable. We had no children. We were comfortable.
All sorts of terrible things. Unemployment insurance running out. There's also mental health issues, alcoholism, drug abuse, domestic violence, rape.
It's just my parents just weren't good parents, That's all there is to it. So I pretty much, I had a great childhood itself, except for one tragic thing that happened to me when I was 3, which was a molestation by a teenager.
Horrible things happening. And these people, there's no safety net in this country, and people fall through and they hit bottom, and I think it's scary for me to look at them, especially would remind me of my dad and what he would say to me. And I just wanted to face that for myself and help other people face it, because I feel like we're throwing people away in our society, throwing them in a garbage can and letting them die. And I just feel like it's such a tragedy.
We're not looking for anybody to feel sorry for us. We're not looking for any type of sympathy. We love where we're at. We really do. I don't even be here. We really do.
And this whole project has really changed the way I see people I see on the streets. I now say hello and talk to them, and they really respond to being treated like a human being. They're so grateful to being treated like a human being and not like a thing or a piece of garbage. And I feel that I'm, in my little way, helping get out the message about people who are houseless, unrentable, and displaced. A lot of people who we call homeless don't like the label homeless, because they are home. This is their home, the United States of America. They have friends, they have places they sleep under, even if it's under a building or beside a trash can. They make a home wherever they are. So they're not homeless, they're houseless or unrentable. Well, initially I had no idea that this would blossom into a large project. I just thought that I would try one time to go down to the beach and see if I could get someone to sit for me and paint them. And I found this guy off in a corner, and and I talked to him, and he was like grunting at me, but then I offered him some money and he seemed more friendly. And then as we sat together, this person who seemed almost like a lump of broken trash in the corner, the more I talked to him, the more he seemed to come alive. And oh my God, he had such interesting thoughts and feelings. And
under the umbrella of illusion, we believe in things, but most live in despair and pain. So why do we still push forward? Hope. But hope is another illusion. So where does reality appear? It appears the first break of day when the sun cracks the high horizon and we awake to new hope. Hope that something beautiful will come our way. That's why I get up each day.
He had a history, and he was an interesting person, and I felt like, oh my God, what have I been missing? I've been judging people by the cover.
Let me see you smile. Like a little child.
I've met so many interesting, wonderful, fascinating people that are homeless, and I consider some of my better friends now are homeless, and I enjoy their company, and I spend time with them, and I've spent like 9-10 months on the beach now talking to people, and some deep connections have occurred. I feel that it's been mutually beneficial. It's really benefited my life, and I hope that I've really helped influence their lives. And many people have told me that I've helped them feel like a human being again, that not like a ghost, but like they're alive.
Hey, Scotty.
It's good to see you.
Sean's is like kind of a friend.
I really like this guy because he believes in helping artists.
Oh, it means so much. Thank you. Because you don't have to come here and do this. God bless.
He's a great guy.
I want this to be a labor of love, a labor of doing some good for others. I want it to be to get the message out about what is happening in our society, that we just shouldn't throw people away, that these are people, and there for the grace of God go I. We're only one terrible medical tragedy away, or one accident away, or one industry closing away from sometimes being tossed over the edge and losing our home and becoming homeless.
It's gonna be alright. So I said, come on in, sweet spirit, and our creator too. Come on in, universe. Thank you that we're here. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you that we're here. I'm so grateful to be here with
That's great, great. Thank you so much.